Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. As I speak, rights groups say 3,000 killed in Tanzania, and now they are demanding resignation, prosecution of President Samia Suluhu of Tanzania. A coalition of African civil society organizations has accused Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan of presiding over what it calls a state engineering massacre, alleging that more than 3,000 people have been killed and thousands remain missing following violent crackdowns on protesters and dissenters across the country. In a strongly worded statement issued under the banner of Jumuiya Ni Yetu movement and Pan-African Solidarity Collective, now the groups demanded that President Samia Suluhu Hassan to step down immediately and face prosecution for crime against humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, for more updates, subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share this video. I will appreciate you so much for that. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as I speak, the statement has been endorsed by more than 40 civil society organizations from across Africa, including groups from Kenya, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Uganda, and Senegal. And they paint a grim picture of ongoing killings, abductions, and mass graves allegedly linked to the state security forces. And of course, the statement reads, President Samia Suluhu must step down immediately. She lacks legitimacy, has lost the moral mandate to govern, and now presides over mass atrocities. And that is what the groups are now demanding. They continue saying, she must resign and be immediately prosecuted to the full extent of the law for her crimes against humanity. So according to the organization, security personnel have been storming homes, dragging citizens out, and shooting them on their doorsteps for daring to protest the sham election of the October 29th, or simply for rejecting the tightening rule under Samia Suluhu as the President of the Republic of Tanzania. Now, the document further alleged that Tanzania authorities have secretly, digging mass graves in several regions. Number 1, Arusha, Mwanza, Dar es Salaam, Mbeya, and Songwe, in what it calls an attempt to cover up. So witnesses report security personnel smashing down, doors in night-time raids, hunting men and boys over the age of 15. Some have been brutally beaten on their doorsteps and then dragged away by police, whereas others are murdered in their very own homes. I've seen also such kind of videos and pictures. And the youngest who was shot and murdered was 1 year old. That is the statement of the civil society in Africa. They're saying, we have received information that mass graves are being dug in major towns across Tanzania. Many bore head and chest gunshot wounds, leaving no doubt these were targeted killings, not crowd control actions. Now, the Jumuiya ni Yetu movement also accused the government of a deliberate campaign to, of course, erase evidence of the killings. And it says that hospitals were placed under heavy security, with the families of the dead and missing being harassed, intimidated, and arrested for seeking the truth and the information. Now, this is what the so-called Jumuiya ni Yetu says. Under Suluhu, dissent has been criminalized. Women's organizing has been surveilled. Gender non-conforming people, activists, journalists, and marginalized communities have been violently targeted. Now, the Jumuiya ni Yetu coalition has described the Tanzania's current situation as humanitarian catastrophe, warning that the dictators of the region are collaborating to spill more blood, and calling on citizens of the continent not to enable another blood-soaked crisis. So the groups demanded an immediate political transition to an interim government to oversee long-delayed political reforms and prepare for credible elections under independent oversight. I've seen some photos and videos. It is overwhelming. I was watching those videos from a lady who is having a Twitter account. She is a Tanzanian, not living in Tanzania. I saw even the security personnel from Tanzania accusing her that she's the one fueling the violence in Tanzania. And it is not true. She's just showing the world how dictator Samia Suluhu is literally killing his, of course, her own people for her to rule the country. If I was able to display those videos and photos, you could have been shocked whatever is happening in Tanzania. Now, they're moving door to door as they are killing Tanzanians. And of course, they're telling us that there is peace in Tanzania, yet people are being killed. Is it fair? It is not fair. It is not fair. That is the reality. And if this is the plan of Samia Suluhu, she's not going to succeed, ladies and gentlemen. For more updates, subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Till you meet in another video.